Lights, camera, action. Hey gang, as you may know already, we're keeping it real here at Austin Dental Spa for Wisdom Wednesdays in the month of August. Real as in an Instagram reel or a real film in a movie theater, but also real as in R-E-A-L, as in keeping it real. And we've got a fun topic for you today, was a subject that a lot of dentists wouldn't even touch, but I'm going to dive right in because it does have to do with oral health. And June is Men's Health Month, not just Oral Health Month, but a health month. And so we figured it's keeping it real and it fits right in. We're going to talk about how your love life could be affected by things going on in your mouth. But first, I need to get through a little bit of fact finding. Did you know, I didn't know some of this, do you know that less than half of men in the United States brush their teeth twice a day? Most men that brush, I was astounded to find, only once a day, at best. And we get patients every once in a while coming in here that the guy doesn't even brush regularly. I mean, even once a day. That's usually the teenagers, till they go off to college and the opposite sex kind of straightens them out about that. More on that in a little bit. Another fact, men are 26% less likely to floss than women are. And fact number 3, men are less likely to see a dentist on a regular basis for preventive care. I would say that probably goes for doctors too. They only go when they've got a problem. So, how can that dampen your love life? Well, chronic inflammation has been known for many years, over 20 years now that I've been aware of it. The oral systemic connection, which you've heard me talk about before, that things going on in the mouth can affect the rest of the body. So chronic inflammation, gum disease would definitely qualify as that. Once your gums start bleeding, that's gingivitis, and it progresses to mild, then moderate, then severe periodontal disease, which is a chronic infection or inflammation of your gum tissue. We've known for many years that that can cause heart problems, increased risk of stroke, adult onset diabetes, low birth weight babies, early term pregnancies. They're drawing links between chronic inflammation in the mouth, gum disease, and Alzheimer's now. And even there's some links between that and pancreatic cancer. But what we're going to talk about today is erectile dysfunction. Yes, we really are. Because when you have inflammation, chronic inflammation in your mouth or anywhere else in your body, like lupus or other chronic inflammatory diseases, thyroid problems, that infects the endothelial lining in the blood vessels in your body, particularly your arteries, which is a direct link to people with, to men with erectile dysfunction. So there are actually studies that I found, a study in Taiwan where they found men with erectile dysfunction were 80% more likely to also have gum disease. So that there is now, does gum disease cause erectile dysfunction? No, it does not, but there's a link between them. They did another study in Turkey, 120 patients that had gum disease and were complaining of ED, and they took half of them, this is kind of cruel, they took half of them and cleaned up their mouths. The other half, they did nothing. And the ones whose mouths got cleaned up, so they got rid of the infections in their mouth, within 3 months, they reported that their ED was less of a problem. So obviously there's a link there. That study was repeated in India and also in Israel with the exact same conclusions. So there is a link there. And so take care of your mouth. Might take care of some other things too. That's all I got to say about that. There's another link between what's going on in your mouth and your romantic life, and that is bad breath, which isn't the only reason that you can have bad breath. It's not necessarily always gum disease. It can be things that you're eating on a regular basis, especially garlic, sulfury kind of foods. A lot of people are taking medications that dry their mouths out that cause them to have bad breath. There are some other medications that can cause a foul odor in the mouth. But gum disease is one of the main causes of bad breath. Smoking certainly can cause bad breath too. So take care of the bad breath. If somebody's telling you need bad breath, a bottle of Scope isn't going to cure that issue. There are sometimes bacteria growing on the backside of the tongue that are sulfur producing that can cause bad breath, even if you're taking good care of your teeth. And so a dentist can help you figure that out. Sometimes we have to put people on antibiotics to kill off those bacteria that are growing on the backside of the tongue to get their breath to smell better and their mouth to taste better. So keep that in mind. And health tip for the week: follow a heart-healthy diet. Low carbohydrates, especially refined carbohydrates, lots of fruits and vegetables, lean protein, and good fat. What is good fat? Avocado is a great source of good fat. There are good fats out there. There are some diets out there that I know you've heard of where it's all fat and protein, meat, but they cut out all the refined carbohydrates. So there's absolutely no sugar and no starch, because starch, like potatoes, French fries, French fries are starch, and they get converted to sugars in your system, especially if you don't have a healthy stomach lining or intestinal lining. Your body does different things with the food as it's being digested than like a marathon runner. It was infamous back in my early years, probably college dental school. There was a guy named Bill Rogers that was a marathon runner, ran in the Olympics, which just ended, by the way, and Bill Rogers ate Twinkies while he was running. Well, his body did something different with those Twinkies than my body would, because I don't run 50 miles a day, and he did. So obviously his body was trained to do something a little bit different. So athletes can get away with eating a whole lot more calories than the average sedentary worker can. So eat healthy, think healthy, stay healthy out there. All this stuff is, we don't want to shut the world down again. So just use the smarts that we've all learned in the last 6 months. Very personal issue about whether to wear a mask or not. Social distancing, we all should be kind of used to that by now. Be aware of your surroundings, and don't be around people that are coughing or that appear to be sick. And use your common sense. And I'll see you next week, keeping it real for another week here at Austin Dental Spa. So long.